episode today concerns the direct payments the IRS is sending individuals. Some interesting information regarding how that's going to take place. My guest today is Patrick J. Noon. He is a CPA and certified tax specialist, focusing on tax preparation and any tax issues you, your business, or anyone family and friends may have regarding garnishments, liens, or any other emergency situation. So now we'll meet Patrick J. Noon. Well, I'm introducing a colleague of mine, Patrick J. Noon. Patrick, why don't you tell us something about yourself?
Well, let's see. Born and raised in Elmwood Park, typical Irish Catholic family. Let's see, 4 brothers, 3 sisters, 2 parents, and 1 bathroom in the whole house. But we all made it work. Graduated from DePaul University, downtown Chicago, in 1981. Passed the CPA exam in '83, and so for about 40 years now, been practicing tax preparation and accounting, and finally starting to get the hang of it after 40 years.
Well, you're more than just the garden variety CPA, and I think that's one of the reasons you're here today. So tell us about your specialty.
Right. What I do, only 5% of all CPAs do, and that is tax resolution work for what we call troubled taxpayers. And who fits the definition of a troubled taxpayer is somebody who's either behind in filing their tax returns, or if they have a large outstanding balance due and can't write one check to make the IRS go away. The reason a lot of CPAs don't like dealing with the IRS is because it's a pain in the neck, actually, to do so. It's a slow process. It's a grind, and because of that, I get a lot of referrals from other CPAs and attorneys who say, here's my client. They've got some troubles with the IRS. Can you clean them up? And when you're done, send them back, which is exactly what I do.
Okay, but one of the other reasons I wanted to speak to you today was I wanted to talk about the direct payments that are coming from the government. In fact, they've started already hitting.
Correct.
So most importantly, I want to talk about adults who are claimed as dependents. Now, they will not be getting a direct payment. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah, one of my brothers has a daughter who just recently graduated from the University of Iowa. And because he claimed her on his return with his wife, she will not be able to get a stimulus check because she's being claimed as a dependent on someone else's return.
And then another group that I'm concerned that we reach out to certainly are our senior citizens, railroad retirees, survivor beneficiaries, etc. Can you tell us a little about their direct payments?
Yeah, there's quite a few elderly taxpayers who on an annual basis do not need to file their tax returns, and therefore the IRS does not have any of their bank information in their system, only because they've never filed. So recently, the IRS, if you go to the IRS website, irs.gov, the IRS recently created a link whereby non-filers can enter in their bank information and then get their stimulus check via direct deposit versus a paper check, which may or may not get to you depending upon the postal service.
And normally I'm very suspicious about anything that necessarily comes from the government, but this irs.gov website you spoke about is actually proving to be a little helpful. Would you agree with that?
A little bit, right. Now there's a third group. So the first group are people who get a refund every year and they include their bank information on their return. The IRS already has that information, and those people have been getting their stimulus checks directly deposited. I think it started yesterday. The other group that we just talked about are the non-filers, and the IRS created a link on their website for them. But it was only until I think yesterday that the IRS created another link for individuals like myself who file every year and have a balance due, and we just include a check with our return. And the IRS doesn't have any banking information on us either. So they recently created another link called Get My Payment yesterday on their irs.gov website, whereby people like myself, we can enter in our bank information so that we get direct deposit, even though on a regular annual basis there's a balance due, and we write a check to the IRS.
Right, so this is helpful for your situation, but also for individuals who may have not yet received, who just want to check on the status of their payment. That's correct?
Correct. And if you check on your status and the check hasn't been cut yet, the paper check, you can still enter in your direct deposit information, your bank routing number and account number, and then they will avert the check directly to your account, make a direct deposit versus putting a check in the mail. I'm hearing checks in the mail could take weeks before they get to you.
Right. So all of these little links now are a way to help people avoid that whole, the proverbial and the check is in the mail scenario.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. Yep.
But the other interesting thing, because I would, of course, get sweaty palms. I'm sure most people do when saying the words IRS. They also have a thing that says, "Where's my refund?" So
Correct.
you filed your tax return, and you want to know the status of your refund. You can find this out electronically as well.
Exactly. Yeah, and you're right, Liz. That is for people that have filed their return and want to track that where in the pipeline their refund is at. Okay, so it's like a 3-step process. When you go to the IRS website again, irs.gov, click on the link, "Where's my refund?" It's a 3-step process. Once you've entered in your Social Security number and your anticipated refund, there's like a 3-step process that appears on the screen. The first one being that your return has been received. Excuse me. Your refund has been approved, and then finally payment has been sent to your bank.
And also, Pitchka, appearing with us live from St. Charles, you not only do tax preparation and IRS mitigation, but you can do state of Illinois tax issues as well. Would that be correct?
Absolutely, yeah. Not only state of Illinois, but all 50 states as well. It's even, with regards to either preparation or, typically representation, as long as you are, considered in good standing with the IRS, I can then represent people across the United States with their state departments of revenue as well.
Well, I want to thank you for your time this morning. Just so we have some sort of time reference as you're viewing this, this is being filmed on April 16th. Oh, I also wanted to talk to you. Excuse me, I forgot something. The filing deadlines are changing, and we need to probably tell people about that. I'm sorry.
So initially they extended the payment deadline only to July 15th, from April 15th to July 15th. They found that to be too confusing for the average taxpayer. So the second step was that they would extend the filing deadline as well. So now the filing deadline and the payment deadline are both July 15th. So yesterday was the first April 15th in years that I wasn't up until midnight filing extensions for people, because the year before, believe it or not, it was about 11:15, and my wife said, "Are you coming to bed?" I said, "I got one more extension to do."
Yeah.
And I got it in right before midnight. So they extended those, and then they thought, "What a great idea! We will take the first estimated tax payment, which is typically due April 15th of each year, and we'll move that to July 15th as well to help out people with cash flow issues," which was a good idea. The problem is the second installment is due, like it always has been, right now, June 15th. So the second installment is due June 15th. The first installment is due July 15th. It's going to have to be an issue that they're going to have to take a look at and maybe move the second estimated payment a little further down the calendar.
Right, so we just want to tell everyone, keep your eye on this, because this is one of those moving targets that could possibly change
Oh
relatively
my God,
to the
it
second.
changes every day. These PPP loans that they came out with for payroll protection program, the EIDL loan, the economic injury disaster loan, uh, they were changing, on a daily basis there in the beginning. It's somewhat settled down now, but for any of your viewers that are small business owners that did fill out the EIDL application before April 4th, you need to do it again because they changed the application.
Holy smoke.
Yep. Yeah, you'll be waiting and nothing will come because they changed the application.
Well, that's really very important.
Mhm.
Now, our earlier guest on another episode spoke that one can go to an accountant for assistance with these PPP loans and EID loans. Have you been working on that?
I've been getting a lot of inquiries from my small business clients. The thing of it is with the PPP loan, that's an SBA loan, Small Business Administration loan. And that is something that has to be done in collaboration with your banker. So bankers are the ones that are working on the PPP loans. And the EIDL loan, the economic injury disaster loan, that is something that my small business clients are able to complete on their desktop in their office.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Well, thank you for those updates. I'm sure this is going to, like I said, it's going to change every day. But I wanted everyone to know about the IRS.gov website.
Mhm.
And thank you for explaining everything.
Yeah, no problem. And if anybody has any questions, my cell phone is 630-415-5296. Again, 630-415-5296. Try to call before 8 p.m. because the boss at home gets mad if I take calls after 8 o'clock at night.
As well, she should.
And my website is pjntaxsolutions.com.
And I will put those links on this episode so people will be
Awesome.
able to find you as well. Okay?
Yeah. We don't charge for phone calls. Feel free to give us a call.
All right. Again, take care. And again, thank you so very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Well, I want to thank Pat Noon for joining us today. I will have his contact information in the next links you'll see here. But speaking about links, I found another one this morning that I don't know, may not be helpful, but I thought it was kind of interesting, and that is the chicago.gov/coronavirus new site. It's brand new, went up yesterday, which would be April 15th. So it talks about various services that are available to our emergency workers, police, firemen, anyone out there on the front line, some options that are available. Now, my guess is that all of you are probably pretty well connected to knowing all this, but there might be some new features that you don't know about for some assistance that is available. Including for, as I said, for doctors and nurses and other healthcare workers. Again, I'll put that on the links as well, on our links part at chicago.gov/coronavirus. Thank you very much, and we'll see you the next time. Bye now.